Welcome to At Home with Music. I'm Leon Olguin. We're continuing our series on secondary dominants. So let's do a quick review. We have our example here. We are in the key of C major. And you remember we have a second bar where we have a C7 chord. This C7 chord functions as a dominant chord for the F major chord that follows. And so for a moment, the F is treated as if it were the tonic. But we haven't changed keys. So we call this C7 chord, we can call it the 5 of 4, that is, the dominant of the 4 chord. But in popular music, we refer to this chord simply as the 1-7, keeping in mind that it's functioning as a dominant 7th chord. So this kind of chord, the 7th chord built on a root other than the 5, this is called a secondary dominant. So remember, the only dominant 7th chord that occurs naturally in the major scale is the 5-7. So in the key of C, for example, that would be G7. Secondary dominants always require the use of accidentals, that is, sharps or flats. So let's look at the secondary dominant chords that are built on other notes of the scale. You remember the secondary dominant built on the first note of the scale, or the tonic, that's the most common. But next in frequency to the 1-7 is the 2-7. The 2-7 serves as a dominant for the 5 chord. And so in the 2-7 chord, the 3rd must be raised. So in the key of C, this means using an F sharp. So the 2-7 chord is often used to create a half cadence or an imperfect cadence ending on the 5 chord. So it would sound something like this if we're playing a progression in the key of C. So you see we started on 1, but now we have a dominant 7th chord built on the 2nd note of the C major scale. And it resolves to the 5, which of course then can resolve back to the 1. So that's the secondary dominant chord built on the 2nd note of the scale. And having to raise that F to an F sharp, we get, in the key of C, we get D7. Another typical use of this 2-7 secondary dominant is to lead the listener to a strong, authentic cadence at the end of a song. So it might sound something like this. Now let's move on to the 3-7 secondary dominant. This is another common sound that you might hear. So it would go from, say, the 1 to, and this serves as the dominant, which leads you to the minor 6 or the major 6, which of course can lead to another secondary dominant, followed by a 5-7, which leads you back to 1. There's a super famous song called Charleston. It starts out, there is our secondary dominant built on the 3rd note of the C major scale, and it leads directly to another secondary dominant. It leads to D7 and then back to C. There's also another famous song, and then that's Has Anybody Seen My Gal? So you can see where this secondary dominant starts you off, and it usually leads to this chord or A minor. So that's the secondary dominant built on the 3rd note of the scale. In this case, we're in the key of C major. When we get to a dominant seventh chord formed on the fourth note, in this case it would be F7 in the key of C. This is not ordinarily used as a dominant chord in a major key. In the key of C, this would be F7, but it naturally resolves to B flat. And that takes us out of the key. And so the 4-7 is basically a chord that's used in the blues. So for example, you might have something like this. And then so there is the 4-7, and it is, in a sense, a dominant seventh chord, but it doesn't lead back to B flat. It's used as a blue note chord, if you like. So if you ever hear a song and it's the blues, then you will hear that dominant seventh chord built on the fourth note of the scale, but it doesn't function like a dominant chord. It just leads back to the 1. Or it might go either way. It doesn't function in the same way as these other secondary dominant chords. So we've looked at the 1-7, the 2-7, the 3-7, the 4-7. Now, of course, the 5-7, that is in the key of C major, our standard dominant seventh chord. So let's look now at the 6-7th chord. This serves as a dominant for the minor 2. It wants to lead to this. It could also lead to another secondary dominant. In this case, the 2-7. Some songs start on this chord, and the effect can be quite dramatic. And sometimes this secondary dominant includes a flatted ninth. So instead of this, you get a very dramatic chord. Probably one of the most famous examples of a song starting with this chord is a little thing called Volare. Then it goes back. And now we're working our way back to the key of C. Another familiar way to use the 6-7 chord is to introduce a one more time repetition at the end of the song. So that's another way that you can use the 6-7 secondary dominant chord. It always leads you back to the tonic. All right, we've got one more. Now, this is the 7-7 chord, and it functions as the dominant of the 3 chord. So here you are. We're still in the key of C. All these examples I'm giving you are in the key of C. So you could end up on E, or you could end up on E minor. The 7-7 secondary dominant is not quite so common as the others. It does have greater shock value. This one seems the most foreign to the key in which you're starting out. So here we are in the key of C, and it would need to be a B7 chord, and you need 2 accidentals. You need a D sharp and an F sharp. So in this example, the 7-7 chord starts actually a strong string of secondary dominant chords. So each chord serves as a dominant of the next. I'll play that again so you can follow it. Those are all the secondary dominant chords that you can find in any major key. What we're going to do in the next video is I'm going to give you a couple of exercises to play through, and that will help you find all these secondary dominant chords and their positions on the keyboard. So thanks for watching. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, any comments, please leave those in the comment section below. I answer every question. I respond to every comment. If you'd like to support my work, you can visit my Patreon page. If you'd like to contact me directly, you can visit my website. I will leave links for both of those places in the description. Thanks again, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next one.